Welcome, I'm Grant, and this is BINBUSTER, where I buy, watch, review budget bin movies for you. Today's movie is none other than D2, The Mighty Ducks. This sequel to the beloved Mighty Ducks sees our team, District 5, now known as the Mighty Ducks, getting ready to take on the world at the Junior Goodwill Games. But first, it's time to round up the ducks. And as always, in these types of reviews, I give you the good, the bad, and my thoughts on the overall movies, including my rating for this. So let's get in with the goods. The good is that all the characters that we loved are back. We get Averman, we get Banks, we get Conway, we get Guy, we get Guy, Connie, Charlie, Jesse, Fulton, and Goldberg. We get all the ones we care about. I'll go back into the bads a little bit more when we talk about some of the other characters, or even these guys, the bads in that too, because they fall into the bads again. The best part of that is Charlie's rounding him up with a duck call that Gordon gives him. Yeah, just like that, a duck call. He uses it to round up all the ducks, and then as they're rollerblading through Minneapolis, the Hawks are there. Can't believe they beat us last year. And they go, let's prank them. Let's do something to them. As they do it, you just hear, hi guys. Fulton Reed has like a deep voice in this one now. It's like, and they get scared, and they're in like little canoes, and he's like, beating him. Not necessarily beating him, he's grabbing them, ripping off their clothes. So the guys are in their boxers, tied up to a tree. He goes, that teaches them to mess with the ducks. As the guys are like, ah, over there. Guy tries to kiss Connie as a duck call happens, and he was good. Guy was this close. And so they go and round up all the ducks, to only find out that they're going to be rebranded Team USA. They're not the Ducks anymore. They're Team USA. I'll get back to that too in a little bit here in my bads as well. We get a bunch of new characters in here, and we learn a little bit about them. This movie is long enough that it teaches you a little bit about each of the new characters, which is nice when you bring in new characters in a movie like this. Sometimes they're like, oh, here's a new character. Let's not worry about them. Oh, we're just going to throw them in. We get Luis Mendoza. We get Dean Portman. We get Julia the Cat Gaffney. We get Ken Wu. We get Dwayne Robertson. And we get Russ Tyler. So we get about 6 or 7 new players added onto this team. Not to mention we get Kathryn Erbe as their teacher. And we get a guy who's the Hendrix sponsor for Team USA. So that's your entire Ducks team right there. And instead of Hans, we have his cousin Jans in this one. Yeah, it's weird, but Josh Ackland's Hans is back in the third one. Interesting. But anyways, that goes on the course of the movie. They're in the Junior Goodwill Games. They're in the facility. They meet some greats. Wayne Gretzky, Christy Yamaguchi, Chris Chelios, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You get a veritable who's who of celebrities, athletic celebrities in here, which is great. In order to make this feel real, they needed that, and that was very good. Charlie becoming the coach. He doesn't actually take over for Gordon Bombay, but Banks gets injured. He injures his wrist throughout it. And then they get Russ Tyler, who's from L.A. And with that, what they end up doing is Russ goes to remove his jersey. Charlie's like, no, don't. Banks can have my spot. And then Gordon takes the clipboard, slaps it out Charlie's chest and goes, then you're going to go sit in the bench right next to me. And you're going to help me coach. This we learn is Charlie's spot on this team right now. That he is the captain. He is the guy he is the glue that holds this team together. If it's not without Charlie, there's no heart and soul of this Ducks team. That's what it is. And that plays into part 3, which we'll be doing Friday, But until now, just remember that Charlie's the heart and soul of this team. He's the glue that holds this team together. And my last good on here, it's actually a great. It's because ducks fly together. Remember, when the roosters are crowing and cows are spinning circles in the pasture, ducks fly together. Which just means that no matter what you're going through, like a flock of ducks, as they fly together, they all stick together. So you should stick together with others as well. Now it's time for the bads. We get some of the same stuff as the original, like as they're getting the team back together, they're going through the Mall of America. Again, these are not kids anymore. These are teenagers in high school who should know better. Still rollerblading in the Mall of America. And the new gear shots where, we get new Hendrix gear. This is Hendrix. This is not us. We're the Ducks. But we're Team USA. Hendrix is our sponsor. Can't we be the USA Ducks? Is what Charlie says. Which is kind of endearing that the Ducks mean something to him. That they're no longer the Ducks. Which, in Charlie's mind, makes him think that they're back to District 5 again. But you don't really... You hear that in his tone of voice, but you don't really understand it until you look at the whole scheme of the series. Now, here comes my biggest pet peeve out of this movie, these next two bads. It's a little odd to think that out of all the Pee Wee hockey players in the country, they would only require a few new ones to join this team. Not to mention, what did Gordon Bombay do? Did he beat out other teams in the States to become the coach of USA? What did District 5 or the Ducks do to warrant all of them coming back, most of them coming back together? They don't tell us. They don't tell us in here. If Gordon went pro, I understand why they would want Gordon Bombay then. He was a minor league hockey player. They got injured. I understand why they want him, but him being a pro just would make more sense. I suppose it makes sense to get rid of most of the players we knew from the first one, to add the new players with unique personalities into the mix. But didn't they already have figure skating? A figure skater who switches over to hockey already in the first one? Why bring in Ken Wu? Besides his ethnicity. Yes, that's why. You're on a grander stage, so it's that way. You have Julie the Cat Gaffney, who's from Maine, who's a great goalie. She's barely used on the team. Why? Because they're keeping Goldberg in. Luis Mendoza can't stop skating. He skates, he can't stop. Who knew? Dwayne Robertson is a cowboy. Yeehaw! He actually roped somebody in this movie. That's not how we mess with the lady. I'm not a lady. I'm a duck. And Dean Portman is another Bash brother. He's like Fulton. So, right there. And last but not least, Russ Tyler, the LA native, played by Kenan Thompson. He gets added onto this team with his Knuckle Puck. So we have, instead of Fulton's power shot, we now have a Knuckle Puck, which is, you take the hockey. Here, let me use the box here. You take the hockey puck. It's laying it like this. You lay it like this. And when it hits, it spins like this. Yeah, it's spinning like this. It spins like this. So it's a Knuckle Puck. It looks deadly. I mean, when I was a kid, I tried doing it. I couldn't do it. I know of people who can't do that. So it's one of those things it was created for this movie. Works well. Works well with a street guy who plays hockey on the street to come in and join Team USA. It works perfectly well there. And then, like I said, Kenny Wu takes place at Tommy and Tammy, who were figure skaters and wanted to play hockey. So, yeah. When the Ducks are rounded up, why aren't all the other ones? We're at least missing 4. I said we had the brother-sister duel. We had the kid from Heavyweights. I'll call him that. We have the punk guy, the riffraff, Jesse's brother. Yeah, we're missing quite a few. Why were these guys rounded up? Where were they during this? We know that somewhere down the line, the Goldbergs were thinking about moving back to Pittsburgh, to the Pennsylvania area, but they never did. So where did all these other kids go? Did they not go to the same school anymore? Were they not interested in hockey anymore? I would have loved to have known what happened to these kids. And finally, with this last bad, I understand why you want to bring in new characters, new players from around the United States. And I understand why you wanted to keep our Ducks that we knew and loved. But I would have loved to have seen like maybe 2 Ducks that we know and loved, maybe Charlie and Goldberg. Or no, Fulton. Charlie and Fulton. There you go. Charlie and Fulton. Keep those 2. And bring in a whole new slew of characters. Would it have worked? Maybe, but it would not have been as endearing, in my opinion. This franchise keeps getting better with every single movie. As good as the first one is, this one's my favorite. I love it because I love this team right here, the team from Trinidad and Tobago, just because when they were, every time they would score a goal, they would play the steel drums and they would all be dancing on the bench. It was awesome to see that. It's awesome to see how each country corresponds not only to their jersey choice, but also to their actions on the sideline bench, whereas I said it's very stoic in this movie. Disney would find, after I saw the first movie, Disney would find a way to ruin this. And this is by not bringing back all the characters, for one, in my opinion. 2, they did that. But despite that, they made themselves a very killer sequel. Some sequels don't live up to the hype of the first one. This one did, because he went on a world stage for it. So it brought the Ducks here from Minnesota to here on the grand world stage. Yeah, it's a unique touch, and their uniforms had a unique touch with this. Like when they changed from the TBSA, Jans is like, old Ducks, new Ducks, it's time to unite under one banner. And I thought something like this, and they bring out the NFL Duck logo jerseys, and they're waving the American flag. I like that nice touch. It kind of says, hey, we're the Ducks. We stick together no matter what, and we'll see ourselves through this. However, I think having their jerseys be red, white, and blue, and still have the Duck logo would have been awesome as well, because I've never seen a red, white, and blue United States themed Duck jersey. So that would have been awesome. But it gives them that edge to overall beat Iceland and become the winners of the Junior Goodwill Games. And that's D2, the Mighty Ducks. And always remember, guys, comment down below on this question. What is your favorite sequel? Yes. What is your favorite sequel? Comment down below. Let's get this started. Let's talk about movies down below. And always remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification for more videos like this, and hit that like button. Why? So YouTube can see this video and push it out more. We're at 183 subscribers and growing, folks. Thank you very much. And always remember, when the roosters are crowing and cows are spinning circles in the pasture, watch the movie where the ducks fly together. And that's D2, the Mighty Ducks. And make it a movie night. And always remember to dive right in.